Welcome back inside the locker room, and before we get started, I would just like to say please subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be bringing you more fantasy football content like this leading up to your draft or even after your draft, because you need to know who to pick up on the waivers as well. Again, subscribe. And today we are doing the top 5 hidden gems in your league to get late in rounds or to pick up after the draft, after the fact. So let's get straight into it, not waste any time. Let's get straight into the 5th gem on the list. The first player in your league you can probably get with a very late draft pick or maybe even undrafted on your waivers is none other than Isiah Pacheco, Super Bowl winning running back going into his second year. He's an RB1 in a very good running offense with a very good quarterback in Patrick Mahomes to improvise. You know how Patrick Mahomes is. Improvises, checks down to running backs, makes crazy plays to these running backs like he did to Jerick McKinnon against the Broncos. Isiah Pacheco is a guy who can run really aggressive. He can get points on the field for your team. He's RB 30 in ADP averaged, so that is very good depth. I mean, he's going to be buried 30th running back available. That means you can wait off till probably like around 9-10 to pick up a guy like Isiah Pacheco. Very solid player, especially the best bang for your buck. Great value pick down there late in those rounds. Definitely a guy you can have on your bench, bring up for weeks where they play a weak defense or weeks you know he's about to eat in that offense. So Isiah Pacheco, definitely a late round gem to get you points on your fantasy team, and that's why he's number 5. The 4th player for you to pick up late in your draft or on waivers is Jamaal Williams. This guy was a beast last year. I mean, he was a touchdown machine, especially with Alvin Kamara being suspended for the first 3 games of the season. He will be RB1. He will go in. He will feast. Kendre Miller will be behind him at RB2 while Alvin Kamara is suspended. He is a goal line machine, touchdown machine. He's going to get in that end zone. He has a nose for the end zone. And you know what is good in fantasy? Touchdowns. So you know who's good in fantasy? Jamaal Williams. And you know what his ADP is? RB36. He's 6 places behind Isiah Pacheco. That's another round or 2 behind him, which probably means he'll go undrafted in most leagues. He might get drafted about 50% of them. Late rounds, depends on how many people are in your league. But Jamaal Williams, he is a late round sleeper. He had a great year last year, and people are just going to brush it off because now he's going to be behind Alvin Kamara for a year. And he has that rookie running back from TCU, Kendre Miller, behind him. But Jamaal Williams is coming to show people who he is, why he is who he is, and where he is. And that is a touchdown machine in the end zone. Going to be doing his dance in the end zone for the Saints this year. And he's going to help your team get some points on the board and get wins week after week. So pick up Jamaal Williams, wait in your draft if he's there. Why not? That's why he's running back 4 and person 4 on my list. At number 3, we have Quentin Johnston, receiver for the Chargers. I think he's a copy and paste of Mike Williams. And another reason you don't take Keenan Allen this year is Quentin Johnston, the rookie out of TCU, big jump ball guy, big physical guy. He can run after the catch. He's kind of fast. And there's a little weird situation going on with Justin Herbert and him saying they're like romantically, I don't even know, but they are romantically inclined on the field to get you points and touchdowns. And he comes in at ADP for wide receiver 45. That's buried behind those receivers. And he's going to have a great year as a rookie. He's going to break out. I believe he's going to have a lot of touchdowns this year. He might go over 1,000 yards, which means a lot of points for your team, even whether that's on the bench, in your starting lineup, at your flex, at your wide receiver 2. Who knows? But Quentin Johnston, he's coming to get some points, and I'm telling you, he'll help you win some leagues if you pick him up. Quentin Johnston is a guy who's going to go up over DBs, make him look silly, put him on a highlight reel, and he's going to get your team some points and elevate you over your opponents week after week, get you wins, hard wins, and he is here to play. Quentin Johnston, wide receiver 45, could be on your team late draft or after the draft. Pick him up, going to help you win leagues, and that's why he's wide receiver 3. Player number 2 on the list of hidden gems who you need to pick up late in the draft is James Cook, RB1 for the Bills now. He was behind Nyheim Hines, but he got hit by a jet ski stationary. Very unfortunate for Nyheim Hines, a guy that took 2 kick returns back in week 18 for the Bills. But Ken Dorsey has new run concepts that we saw last year. James Cook gonna feast in those new run concepts as running back, not a wide receiver. He's a running back, 32 in ADP. The only reason I have him above Jamaal Williams is because now he is a starter. James Cook is going to be that RB1, getting those reps. Josh Allen, another quarterback like Patrick Mahomes who can improvise, get him the ball, let him work. And James Cook, brother of Dalvin. And we know Dalvin had some pretty big fantasy seasons, so why can't James Cook? He's going to be a monster in that backfield. I just hope not against the Dolphins. Maybe chill out when we play the Dolphins. You guys can tank a week or two with him. But James Cook, he's a guy you're going to get probably in like the 8th, 9th, 10th round or after the draft, which is great value for James Cook. Again, just depends on how many people are in your league. But James Cook is a guy who wants to get points. He's ready to have that starting role, maybe a breakout year, his second year out of Georgia. James Cook, he looks a lot like his brother Dalvin on and off the field. Let's see if he can on the field this year. Get you fantasy points, win you some leagues, win you some games, give you that championship, and that's why James Cook is ready to have a monster fantasy year, and he's at number 2. The final player on this list, the number 1 sleeper gem in your draft that's going to go undrafted pretty much in every league, and you can pick up with drop him for virtually nothing, and he'll get you points, is Rashee Rice, wide receiver out of SMU. Rashee Rice has been playing amazing in camp. Good connection with Patrick Mahomes. He's threw up day one, but he doesn't mind throwing up a little bit. Reports from himself. He is ready to go out there and ball. Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. That's how you know you're going to be fine in fantasy if you have Patrick Mahomes slinging you the ball. He is a very, very fast receiver. You get him the ball in his hands after the play is going to be magical. Rashee Rice breaks tackles, gets away from defenders, elusive, very agile, and he's going to get into that end zone just like Jamaal Williams, but at receiver. He has a nose to the end zone. He's going to get in there. He's going to score. He's going to get you fantasy points. He's going to level up your team. Rashee Rice comes in at wide receiver 62 in ADP. That means he's not getting drafted in most leagues. 62, 61 other NFL players above him. That's 2 per team. That means he's like a wide receiver 3. Not to mention Travis Kelce and Isiah Pacheco are on the team, which means people aren't going to look at him as much. But he's still going to be a guy that can get you some points, maybe 10, 12 points a game, which is not bad for a receiver at all. Rashee Rice is a very, very sleeper guy in fantasy. No one talks about him. I guarantee this is the first time you've heard of him. Rashee Rice, again, wide receiver 62. He's going to make a name for himself like Isiah Pacheco did last year. Rashee Rice comes in at wide receiver 2-3 on this Chiefs team, and he's going to tear up once he gets this starting position. And that's it for my 5 sleeper gems in fantasy football, late round gems, whatever you want to call it. As always, make sure to subscribe. On the road to 500. We're about to hit 500. We're closing in on it, so be one of the ones to hit 500. I love you guys. As always, have a great day. Keep God number 1. I love you all, and I'm out.